Hey, YouTube Turtle Club, and any Unshield fans that may have wandered in here today. This is iMag Synchro with Convertible Turtle Gaming, and we are about to play a whole mess of Pokemon. I, uh, we've played a lot of games on the channel, guys, and we usually do a vote after we have a new Zelda come out, and I want to, and still want to give our potential trip to PAX as much possibility of happening as possible. Now, if you look, we are quite a ways away. We'd have to have something happen quite crazy for me and Digrat both to go to PAX. For just myself to go to PAX, it's still a possibility, but it is quite the long shot at the moment. So, but it's because we want that to possibly happen still, we are going to keep the goal up, and we're not doing a vote for the next game. We're just going to play some Pokemon this month because we really want to. Let's see here. Hey, Freddie, how's it going? We want to be able to have a game that we already had chosen or selected for this and play through there. And I know most likely what the next game is going to be when you guys get a chance to vote. It's probably going to be Pokemon Sky, or not Pokemon, but Legend of Zelda Skyward Sword. And I would love to play the game. It's just right now we don't have the funds that we could devote to such a game with the promises that we've made to our community to potentially get the packs. So we're going to play this game, and it is a great game. Um, I've been playing the snot of it. I mean, a lot on my own personal Switch game. So we're going to get right into it. This is going to be a lot more relaxed playthrough than what we saw on the Unshelled channel. We are, if you'll notice the note in the bottom left-hand corner of the game stream, it's possible that we will lose communication with the world at large. Boy, the game volume is going to be overpowering. Let's adjust these levels real quick, because this game can get a little bit on the loud side. Hopefully that'll help a little bit. There we go. All right. So I do have Digrat's mom here in the apartment with us. And because of that, Digrat's mom and Digrat are both actually sleeping, of all places, in the living room. We've got a nice jumbo-sized king bed that Digrat's mom can't pole vault into. So they're out there. So I've had to move all my streaming stuff into where Digrat and I usually sleep. Was I'm a little quiet. Okay, well we have the mic volume pretty loud. It may be because I'm trying to be a little quiet, because it's kind of what I'm getting to. They are in the room right next door, both of them sleeping, and so usually, Digrat, she sleeps like a log, but I don't know about Digrat's mom, so I'm going to try to talk loud enough over the game. I've decreased the game volume, so hopefully that'll work. Stream delay being not the best, that may be what was going on here. So this guy is Morning Sally, Galar's Rose. He is the chairman of the Pokemon League, which is like a big soccer league. I gotta say, I really like the way they did the leagues in this game, and the way they kind of incorporated. Um, I don't want to say proper British culture, but they definitely got a lot of the stereotypy kind of stuff in, like the curry thing and the slang and all that. And I still don't know what this Charizard pose is about. But yeah, the hopefully the audio and the volume for the headset's picking up good now. The volume on this headset, I'm concerned with it because, While Digrat and I were getting ready to go to Kentucky for Thanksgiving, my wireless headset apparently got knocked off its charger base. So for like a week, it just sat in here dying. And I didn't realize it until about an hour ago. So it's only had about an hour charge. Wooloo. Love the Wooloos. Audio is good for you. Okay. Because I adjusted it when I noticed how loud the game audio was. And to try not to wake people up in the next room, I don't have the audio going at all on the TV here. It's all being piped directly to the video card. Flash new phone. And for the games that we're doing, guys, for the family friendly saves, I went with an exclamation point at the end of this one for sword, and there will be a pound sign at the end for shield. That way, if people do get Pokemon from either game, they'll be able to remember which one it came from. Airbending Eagle. Hello. Airbending Eagle. That would be pretty impressive in the world of Avatar. I mean, you'd always be able to fly just because you're an eagle. And then what you'd be able to do after bending would be pretty amazing as well. Alright, so basically what we know we got to do is we got to go over here and grab our bag because it's our old stuff. And we get a hat with it too because it's cold outside. So we got this little sock cap knit wool thing. And we get to get into our menu. So you have to have the bag to get in the menu. First thing we're going to do in the menu is we are going to change the text speed to fast. So that'll help with that. Casual controls, I'm going to keep these off. They're really, really good until you get into the wild zone, and then you get just really just garbage. We're going to turn on the nicknames to don't show because I don't know if it controls. Oh man, Avatar: The Last Airbender was a great series, man. I've got the whole thing on Blu-ray. Need to make progress? Okay. Well, Breath of the Wild is quite a difficult game to fully get all the way involved, Freddy. I mean, it took us well over 160 hours to fully 100% it. And we're going to turn off autosave because we aren't going to be save scumming anything in general, but I don't want to potentially ruin a possibility of getting the final legendary later, number one. And number two, because we're in this weird kind of streaming configuration, I don't know if the autosave, if they're doing anything weird with it, will be our best bet. Send to boxes. Okay, we want that on manual. All right, and we're just doing some main, main stuff here. The Legend of Korra. So real talk, I've not gotten to see the Legend of Korra. Life got way too involved for me when Legend of Korra came out, and so it's definitely on my watch list. I'll have to get to it one of these days. But yeah, so if you guys aren't aware of Pokemon, that's fine. Some of us are brand new in the world of gaming. Pokemon is the original OG gotcha game, and that's the gachapon type series where you have different things that you can get and eventually take on for your team. Now, the team, we're going to go ahead and just save. We're going to get into a good habit of saving. I don't doubt they're any good. The same team that did Last Airbender did Korra, so the only thing out of the Snorlax. What's funny is the way Pokemon are carried around. It's a Wooloo bashing its head into a gate. Hey, Victoria. It's been a while since I made it to a stream also, so don't worry about that. I think the last stream I was able to do was a Friday night Pokemon stream with uh, with the community on my personal play and with Digrat afterwards. So we are doing a brand new playthrough, start to finish, since Red and Blue. Hey, DB Master, how's it going, man? I've been playing since Blue, but you know, not everybody has. You know, some people weren't even born when Blue came out. We do have some young viewers that come in and watch with their families. So the game is you basically collect these little monsters, and they're called monsters. But could you really, really, in any kind of stretch of the way or imagination, in your heart, call such a fluffy thing a monster? I mean, it's a sheep. It's a big old floofy sheep. I mean, it's there are poodles that don't get that floofy. So, but so you do gold, silver, crystal. You know, I actually liked Ruby Sapphire a little bit more than I liked Crystal. Crystal was my second game I ever played, and it was amazing. But there was some irksome stuff. Oh yeah, case in point, Sally had not played a Pokemon game until Sword and Shield. Very correct, Airbending Angle. Pokemon stands for Pocket Monsters. Time to play the new Pokemon games. You get to watch me play. Oh well, thanks, Victoria. I I'm excited that I get plenty of time to play. So on this particular playthrough, guys, in Home for the Galaridays, we are going to be trying to 100% complete it, but to save yourself the need to spoon your eyeballs out, there's a lot of grinding that goes on in Pokemon. A lot of grinding. We're going to do most of the what I'd call principal gameplay is going to be done here on stream. So gym battles, rival battles. Another reason why we're turning save to manual is those things are going to happen on stream. So if I am playing off stream and I just so happen to step into some plot somewhere, I'm going to be able to go back to my last save and avoid that plot. So it's another reason why I've kind of pre-played this a little bit um, on my personal save, so we can try to keep that going. But things that I'll do on off camera, like go through and do 50 max raids for rare candy. You guys don't want to see that. No one wants to watch me just do that over and over again. Um, I'm fine with doing it personally, as in me being the person who plays it. So we try to get in the grass, even though he's all the way over there. He's going to yell at us. Originally aimed for adults, was made a game suitable for everyone. You know, it was. There's some really fascinating history on Pokemon, including the fact that the original 150 that everybody knows and loves was not the original 150 created. There's about like 20 to 30 Pokemon from the OG 150 that was created by Game Freak Studios that did not make it in the first game, were replaced by other ones to help tone the game down and aim it more toward children. Um, Adults for the gameplay, the depth of this game. You are not going to find a more fiddly bit type game than Pokemon. Between the IVs, the EVs, and that's effort values, not EV the Pokemon. And between the different move sets, it's crazy. I mean, completely crazy what you're able to do and not do. And there's Charizard, the OG creme de la creme Pokemon. If you were a Pokemon TCG player and you were able to get a Charizard card, you were definitely considered pretty awesome. Fortunate, lucky, and target for theft actually. I actually was able to pull a Charizard card. Had it in a water fire deck that I was playing with. Had Whirlpool with Poliwag, Politoed, and Poliwrath, and Charizard, and some Chanseys in it. Shadow, hey man. And I was working on a trade with another player, and they swiped my Charizard when I wasn't looking. A buddy of mine actually managed to track him down and get it back for me. ran after him. I'm not a runner, but this guy was. I mean, he was a track kid. So meanwhile, the time period of life I'm talking about, I was like 16, 17 at the time. So to see this 17-year-old guy basically pole vault this table to go chase it after a 12-year-old kid was kind of freaky and scary and kind of funny at the same time. But here's the champion, and boom, here's the Pokemon. So here's the first thing we have, guys. We have a choice here. So there's Grookey, there's Scorbunny, and there's Sobble. Now I've played with all three of these between Sword and Shield, so I've got an idea of what their advantages and disadvantages are. I gotta say, even though Sobble has been widely um, looked down upon, he's probably my favorite of all three starters when he gets to his final evolution and his abilities that he has. Though meanwhile, Grookey uh, makes the beginning game pretty easy because of the moveset that he gets. All you need is to complete the dex. Oh wow. That's quite the challenge, DB Master, because of, well, it depends upon what you consider completing the dex. If you mean just to get the numbers in, that's not that difficult, thankfully. Um, so guys, who do you think? I mean, Grookey's Grass Monkey. All three of these Pokemon, when they're final evolutions, they don't get a second type. So Scorbunny makes the game pretty consistently easy for type advantages because the intro part of the game, you're going to find a lot more water Pokemon and a lot more grass Pokemon than you're going to find fire Pokemon. And so, like, the only fire Pokemon you can really easily get in the intro zones is Vulpix or Growlithe. The bunny has fire hops. Yes, Shadow. Yes, the so we got two people, 287. So you're not too far off. I mean, you got about another 100 to go because I think the Galaridays is in the 300s range, like 360 something like that. It's been a while since I've looked at the number again. So and this is Scorbunny. 400 Mons, yeah. Saba's your favorite. Mainly think he's cute. Well, he's definitely got the cute factor at this stage, but he's got the emo comb flip. Scorbunny. We got several votes for Scorbunny. We have 6 people in the chat. We've got 3 votes for the Scorbunny. I think we're gonna go wind up with Scorbunny on this playthrough, guys. I'm more than fine with that. We'll get the athlete there. Gotta catch 'em all. Pokemon. All right, so we're going to give a nickname to Scorbunny. We're not going to be nicknaming our Pokemon much. We're going to be pretty Jane plain on some of these guys. If someone recommends something later on that's just way too good, Sobble's Evolution. Yeah, I've got all 3 fully evolved on different playthroughs on different carts at this point. So what's really cool is all 3 of them, Sobble, Grookey, and Scorbunny, they all have their own way of saying yeah to your trainer. So you saw the fist bump that Scorbunny done there. Sobble does a double hand slap, and Grookey does a flying high five, which I think was really awesome that they kind of did that. Now, what's interesting here is unlike other Pokemon games, where your rival is meant to try to beat you every step of the way, Hop is mainly supposed to help encourage you, and you're supposed to play off of Hop. And Hop winds up choosing the Pokemon weakest to you, whereas in every generation before that, you've had the misfortune of you go to choose yours, and your rival kind of grabs the other one. Wife has the monkey, your mom has the Sobble. Oh, that's awesome. My wife has the monkey. I've got a Sobble. I've got a Scorbunny. I've got a Grookey. Um, so, small aside, if you've got more than one person playing, for every profile on your actual Switch, you can have another save file. Yeah. Oh, yeah. The fist bump's good. I mean, the way they do this, the way they've done everything for this game, um, I was on the fence about it. Blah, 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 blah. Yeah. Yeah. Sorry about that, guys. I got a bit of a throat tickle, and this mic picks up a lot of stuff. Bonus cookies if anyone gets that reference. Um, I guess I don't. The next day. So we're going at a little bit faster pace than Apartment 3G because it's always later that day for that one. So we're about to have our first Pokemon battle, and this is also kind of interesting too. Usually it's a one-on-one battle, but this case it's going to be a one-on-two battle. My one Pokemon that I just got, characters never had a Pokemon in their life. They've never been able to fight with one. And here is Hop, who not only has he got a second Pokemon, but his first Pokemon, Wooloo, they've had each other for a while with the way the story runs, right? But I do want to point out that you would figure this Wooloo would be ginormous, at least level 4 or something. But here comes this Wooloo, walking around, eating crackers, chewing on grass, and it's never set foot and got to level 4. So go Fire Rabbit. Oh, that's unfortunate. So you can tell where your Pokemon stats are during this fight. And normally you can two-shot this Wooloo. First one hits about for half, the second one hits for about half. This one's a little less than that. Unfortunate, but we're not going to be getting too big into competition stuff for this, so that's good. Yeah, look at that attack stat. It's just now getting up. Okay. Not bad. It could be better. So we get Ember. So Pokemon is all about elements. Again, kind of a PSA if you've never played the game. All these different mons, these monsters, have different elemental types. And the Trinity, as it's called, is your fire, your grass, and your water. And it's rock, paper, scissors. Fire beats grass by setting it on fire. Super efficient. I love this part about this game because if you are familiar with the game, that was kind of like a tutorial telling you something. If you didn't use your fire type on the grass Pokemon, he would explain it to you. So fire burns grass. Grass drinks water. You know, thirsty plants, they have water to grow. And then water, of course, extinguishes fire. And that's its base core, the way this game plays. And we get into way more interesting types of elements, quote unquote. There's things from steel to poison to ghost to fairy. And here we go. Oh, thanks to the GG. All right. We got to take on the Pokemon gyms. And this is where the cart before the Rapidash. Rapidash is a giant horse Pokemon. Yeah, we definitely need to get some Pokédex. Did you do a critical hit? I did not. No crits. Unfortunately not. All right, so here there's nothing really to explore. But I'm pretty sure my IV for my attack stat's a little low. Gotta head to bed now. All right. Well, good night, Airbend and Eagle. We're about 2.5 hours away from bedtime ourselves, so have a good one, sir or ma'am. Professor's granddaughter went in. This is spooky forest. Maxicro. What do you say? We gotta go save it. We're playing, and what's funny is thought the critical hit was scripted. I guess not. No, it's not. And only not only that. What console you're using? Nintendo Switch is the only console that this gameplay is available, and as far as being able to stream, it's the only console you can stream with. So that being said, it's Nintendo Switch. Supposedly, people are working on a modification for the Switch Lite that will allow streaming very similar to the way the DS does. But right now, those kits are running for about $100, and because they're running for about $100, it really doesn't make a lot of sense to get a Switch Lite for streaming because you still have to get things like a Elgato to stream with and all that. Okay, so this is Squovit. We're gonna go with Ember. Typically speaking, guys, if the power points for a move, the PP for a move, the lower it is, the higher the damage output. So if you're just looking for raw damage, always go for the one that has the less maximum number. That's why we started off with Ember, because there was a chance it could have actually just taken out the Squovit. I do like a game that has squirrels, though. And these are 3 scripted encounters, so just going through the grass, you're always going to wind up hitting a Pokemon. There's nothing to prevent you from doing that. And it's going to be the Squovit, Rookie D Squovit, if I remember right. I gotta say, I do like the new Pokemon in this version. I'm really digging a few of the exclusives. All right. Some of the type changes, not so much. And this is a little excessive. Oh. Sorry about that, guy. And guys, I am trying to cover this mic to prevent you. Boss is debating either Switch Lite or regular Switch. Yeah, regular Switch. For lots of reasons. Anything that's anything that basically is all in one piece. Generally, just a nightmare to have to worry about repairing and stuff. I don't really think that I've got a desire to try to spell your name. I mean, YouTube is pretty friendly for me and tells me that it, you know, shows it how it's spelled. Go fire rabbit, go fire rabbit. But yeah, that was one of the things that I really didn't like about the Switch Lite was a lot of things had to be compromised for the Switch Lite to really come down in price point. The Bluetooth connectivity being part of that for the controllers and everything, maybe a little bit on the sad side. In the fact that you don't have any way to do like split screen multiplayer because of that. I really would like to have Hop's bag instead of my father's bag in this game. Even if you find a replacement bag, it's still this ginormous, like, Duracell battery strapped to your back. The blue dog appeared. We're just gonna growl at it and watch it be all ghosty like. So one of the other things that's a large trope in Pokemon is there's always some sort of world-ending or world-saving Pokemon. There's generally one per each title. Sometimes a couple extras depending upon the game you're playing, like Gold, Silver, Crystal had Suicune, and Alpha, well, Ruby, Sapphire, and Emerald had as their third the Rayquaza-ish. Um, didn't really change up the story one for that one that much. We got lots of fog. We can't see anything. Are we sure this is fog and not some sort of knockout gas? But yeah, Mario Kart's a good game too, Victoria. I was pleasantly surprised to see Mario Kart 8 be a downloadable game included with the Switch bundle for this holiday season. It was really interesting to see Nintendo go with that. Clearly, it's the best quote unquote kind of party game right now because it does allow up to 4-player local, I believe. Wait, where's the Wooloo? Who tried to save the Wooloo? And the better question now is what happens to this Wooloo, right? I mean, Charizard looks a little bit on the hungry side. Mad Pokemon. All right. So this is if I had a complaint-ish for the game, right? We're half an hour into gameplay, and we have yet to actually catch a Pokemon. So there's a lot of plot that happens. Lots of plot. I promise you guys, I'm not coming down with anything. It's just that I was in Kentucky for several days, and so all my sinuses and allergies got a reprieve from all the pine pollen and pine needles around here, and now they no longer get that reprieve. So it's just my lungs and sinuses getting back to used to being in the world of pollen. All right, so I wasn't trying to leave. I was trying to go back. There's Scorbunny. I do wish you could put the Pokemon out like you could in X and Y. And that is one thing that I think that Yellow's redo with Eevee and Pikachu Let's Go did pretty good. All right, so we got a rest. We got to talk to Mom. And Mom being awesome. Oh, we do have some stuff we can do real quick. We can mystery gift. Now, if you're just now playing this, guys, as soon as you get done talking to your mom, you get the mystery gift option. And you'll be able to get a Meowth for having the game between now and the beginning of next month. Oh yeah, Shadow. That first quest in Gen 1 is just killer. I gotta say though that we got Meowth. Uh, there's nothing as bad though as Generation 7 in Sun and Moon. So here's this awesome Meowth, guys. So a couple things to note. See that giant red X between the red Pokeball and the word Meowth? Means this is a Gigantamax Pokemon. Gigantamax Pokemons have different ways that they appear when they've been Dynamaxed, and they do get a different move. Um, this one doesn't have any Dynamax levels though, but it does have some pretty good moves. Fake Out's pretty good for first hit, Slash is good for crits, and Payday is good for just getting money. And you get to see what the Pokemon are. And plus they get a ribbon. We'll activate that. Ribbons in this game, and beauty marks for that matter as well, change the name of the Pokemon when you put them out, which is something that we'll explore a little bit too. But Sun and Moon almost prevented me from wanting to even try to get this game. If you've not played the Pokemon series, guys, some people like Ultra Sun and Moon. I said it was good. Some people said it was just as bad as the original. I've not played Ultra Sun and Moon. I just played the original Sun and Moon, and it's the first Pokemon game that I've not beaten. It's the first Pokemon game that I've not progressed through like the first area. It was just not my cup of tea. Alright. Found a potion. So, this is the way the catch mechanics work. So you can see these guys flying about, and if we run into them, we'll have a battle. But we can also, just by slowly moving the stick on our analog stick, we can sneak through. If you click the analog stick in, you'll whistle, and the Pokemon will come flying after you. In some cases, if the Pokemon's skittish, the Pokemon will actually run away. The last thing you can do is by causing a ruckus, you can cause the grass to kick up. And if you go to where the grass is kicking up, you get a exclamation encounter where there's a hidden Pokemon of some type. Now, the hidden Pokemon in the grass, a little bit harder to get a hold of. We're just going to go for knocking these guys out at the moment. But some of the more difficult to find in the starter area Pokemon come from this hidden in the grass thing. And there are guides upon guides upon guides. Son, in your first area in your save, so the reason why I stopped was I played through the first zone, and the first zone I got through the first Guardian Challenge, whatever the snot it was. I got to the second island, which meant that I've got like the Tauros taxi or whatever it is, to where you can like rent a Pokemon to run around on. I thought that was a nice change. You didn't have to have HMs and TMs and whatnot. You just got Pokemon to do it for you. But when I got to the second island, the game was still very tutorial and hand-holdy. And I was like, I just can't do this. So Grubbin. Grubbin's a bug Pokemon, and bugs you can set on fire, like so. And they'll just be super effective, and oh, I wish I could have burned it. Burn would have taken it out, no shot, no problem. And again, that's an ambush Pokemon, is what Digrat and I call them. But yeah, when I got to the second island, and the game was like, let's explain to you how to do things that you already know how to do from the other island, and tell you how they apply to this island, I was like, I don't think I can play Pokemon the tutorial. And I set it down. Matter of fact, the Game Boy with the save file on it is on my nightstand. And one of these days, when I feel like messing with it, I'll probably play it. But probably not. when Pokemon Home comes out, I'm going to work on getting several of my Pokemon from my Ruby Sapphire game over onto here. Because you can go from Ruby Sapphire to Diamond Pearl, from Diamond Pearl to Black and White, from Black and White to X and Y. And from X and Y, you can get to Pokemon Home. And they get a ribbon if they go through all of that, so... Alright, so we're just trying to see what kind of interesting ambush Pokemon we get. I'm trying to remember if there's anything actually here on Route 1 that we really even care about. Let me even double check. So, unlike other games that we stream on this, guys, Pokemon is so deep, so much crazy and random. If you're not sure what you're going for or what you're looking for, you can very easily miss a whole lot of stuff. Yeah, there is something that we kind of want to get over here, guys, to start leveling up, so... And again, most of this grindier stuff like this, where we just randomly go through and stuff, we're only going to be getting a couple of those particular spots to where we are going to try to get what we want. We're specifically looking for a Hoodoo. And it's mainly because right now we have a limited supply on Pokeballs. We're also going to be working on simply getting our Pokemon up to about level 10. Now, if you're used to playing other games that involve a lot of grinding, like Minecraft or Fortnite, Ark, any kind of Japanese role-playing game like Xenogears Saga or Final Fantasy, grinding away on Pokemon is not going to be anything that you're unfamiliar with. However, if you're not used to those kind of things, just make sure you got something to keep yourself occupied other than the game itself. It kind of gets a little long and drawn out if you're not used to it. I personally have no problem with it. Alright, Ember, hey. So Fire Rabbit and Meowth, slowly leveling up. That's a Blip Bug. I think he evolves into the radar looking bug later. But he dies. What's up, Epic Gamers? Sykes, nothing much. I don't know if we'd quite call ourselves epic, but we are playing us some Pokemon Sword. Currently looking for a Hoodoo. Hey, T-Mac, how's it going, buddy? And Turtle Club viewers, if you don't know who T-Mac is, to your badge. Yeah, there you go, man. Got that. Got the Hexscallion going, man. Alright, let's see if we can get that Hoodoo. We're working on... good? Oh, well, glad to hear you're good. I'm doing pretty good, man. I am trying to not be overly animated this morning. I do have mother-in-law sleeping in the main room of the house with Digrat, and I'm actually in the guest area. And try not to be too crazy. We had to move my couch streaming equipment moved into the bedroom area, so the connection's just not as good as it is usually. And I'm hoping that this headset doesn't die anytime soon. I don't know if we'll get the full 2 hours in today, guys. because we'll probably, when the headset probably cuts off, guys, we'll probably be done. But we are working on accomplishing about as much plot as we can. And I want to get a Hoodoo, and I want to get a Nicket, which we'll get a little later. All right. And you know what I just realized, guys? My Score Bunny is actually female, which means when we get to the daycare center, we'll be able to actually make Score Bunny eggs. So if anybody's looking for Score Bunnies, let us know. We'll probably set up some kind of trade chat in our Discord, because I know we got quite a number of people that are playing this, to kind of help facilitate some stuff. And if you guys don't know who T-Mac Music is, he is one of our actual sponsors, just like Shadow. And he also streams on Twitch. He's a music streamer, does some composition work, does some cover work on some songs. And runs a saving up money. Awesome. Well, I know you had some good luck in the job area just recently. That's a level 5 grubbin. Oh, no worries, man. I always like to point out the people that I like to catch whenever I can. Doo-doo. Well, that's cool. So I promise you guys, we are looking for... Grubbin was on the... Yeah, Sykes. So the big thing on this particular version of Pokemon is the ambush Pokemon. There are so many Pokemon that you can get if you know what the ambush grass Pokemon are. And they help a huge bit. Grubbin's one that most people don't run into. Hoot Hoot is the other one. And I am beginning to think that we're not going to run into Hoot Hoot until we get to the second patch of grass. So we're gonna knock out this Squovit. We're gonna keep us some Ember charges. Yeah, if you wouldn't mind, T-Mac, that's probably going to be your best bet for being able to post links, is the advertising channel. This Squovit's kind of tanky. Of course, our actual attack stat's a little low on this Pokemon too. See, what's the power difference between these? Yeah, we're going to quick attack, because if we do have a chance of killing it or fainting it out, we want to be able to do it before it knocks us out with crunch. And again, going back earlier, guys, with fiddly bits and move sets and all that, quick attack, does as much damage as tackle, but it's got less stats on it because it hits first. And that's kind of important. All right, so actually that is the only patch of grass we have here. All right, we're gonna come all the way back up. Nope, we can't go up that way because the Wooloos are sleeping. Silly Wooloos. If we count too many of them, we'll fall asleep. It's a Rookie D. Now, Wooloo's been pretty amazing for Digrat. She's actually got a Wooloo stall Pokemon. And their whole point that she's using it for is to simply wait out the opponent's Pokemon, heal it up, do a few damaging moves, and kind of survive. I don't have a problem with that play style, but I much would prefer a different Pokemon for that. And if we don't get a hoot hoot in about the next 7 minutes, guys, we're gonna move on because we do have a bit of a goal that we want to get to on this first stream. Because we do want to make it to the wild area and be able to move around there a little bit. Sheep Z's, yes, yes, Shadow. These things are, they are quite the entertaining Pokemon, and you count too many of them, they'll use Yawn on you in no time. Alright, come on. There's one of the Pokemon we were hoping to get here. Okay. So, Caterpie. Love Caterpie. In this game, they're not. It's kind of interesting, Shadow, the way they did Night and Day. There is some Night and Day passage that happens, but it does not appear to be tied into any kind of like clock. It's more tied into story progression. Which is odd, to say the least. There is a lot more Night and Day passage once you are in the wild area proper. Alright. And Caterpie is an awesome Pokemon for using for early capturing, because at level like 12 or something like that, it becomes Butterfree. And Butterfree gets a load of just different ways that you can actually incapacitate Pokemon. Oh. That's right. We're actually... Are there anyone in this game that only appear at night or day? Plus the dealer? Well, thanks for that, T-Mac. I've not found any specifically that are night or day specific sites that I've been able to find, because the way night and day progress is so odd. But I couldn't swear it. I do know that I've caught Hoodoo on this path. I do know I caught, not only did I catch Hoodoo on this path, but I caught him on the way. But at this point, I do have a considerable amount of patience for this kind of stuff, but even my level's there. Day and night cycle works properly after you become champ. Okay. Yes, there are weather exclusive ones-ish, which is interesting. So, give me just a second, guys, to shift around a little bit here. Standing up for just a moment. Yeah, now this area does not have any time or weather exclusives. It's just the fact that it's a low drop rate. There we go. Hey, how about that? How about that? So it's a 1 out of 20 chance to be ambushed by Hoodoo. And this is where our low damage score bunny is actually going to pay off a little bit. And getting growled, even better. Because barring a crit, there's no way we're going to not be able to catch this guy. Pokeball, go! Go, Pokeball! Awesome. We got us a Hoodoo, guys. It only took us a little bit. Now, Hoodoo actually wasn't one of the best Pokemon back in the day, but the moveset they gave this thing in this game is just amazing. You would like to get some Pokemon games of Mario Maker 2 for the Switch? Got to save some money first. Yeah. Mario Maker 2, I like. We usually stream it on Monday mornings, but this month is going to be the month of Pokemon. We're going to be home for the Galaridays, as the title indicates. Oh, I've never actually broke rank and went all the way up here. What month were we born in? Those that don't know, we are an August baby. And we were born on the 29th. Doctor said we were going to be born in September. Yeah, yeah, absolutely. Oh, yeah. You can get one in the Fire Gym. Fire Gym's got 3 guaranteed. I love how this becomes very stereotyped horoscope. My birthday, people with my birthday are going to be super duper lucky. Not me specifically, but people with my birthday. And I might even run into a legendary Pokemon, or maybe not. So what's this guy do? He just blocks me from going to the Pokemon Center? Interesting. You know, I've actually never went around exploring like this. What? Who's stopping me? Are you stopping me? All right. Oh wow. August is Peridot Birthstone. Hey, Dogai, how's it going? You know, I don't remember what the birthstone was, which is kind of funny. But they say that like birthstones and stuff, things along those natures are generally not as important to people that were not born in their birth month. So I was supposed to be a September child. Doctor said I was going to be born like September the 26th. Everything said I was tracking for September the 26th. And then lo and behold, August the 29th was when I was actually born. My mother went into labor on the 27th of August, which surprised everybody, doctor included. So the meal thing with Pokemon, the berries, the meal thing, that's actually all been really overhauled in this game. I awfully do like the curry decks. It's actually kind of interesting the way they went with it. So there's nothing else to find here except for a person who doesn't know his directions, which always seems to be exactly where you're needed to go. I don't know why, but he seems to be able to find place. You think yours is aquamarine? Okay. Yeah, I couldn't tell you. I know that personally, long labor, 2 3 days. Yeah, my mom was actually. So she went into labor about midday on the 27th, and I was born early morning on the 29th. But she was one of those blessed people that doesn't get labor pains. So she was 17 days past her due date. Would have been a different. Yeah, I would have been a different astrological sign. But yeah, she's not a she 3 kids, no labor pains, but she still went for the epidural because she didn't want to potentially get any kind of pain during the process. Yamper, the coolest Pokemon that doesn't quite deliver. I like Yamper. I like the way he looks. You know, he's a little loaf dog. Nothing like having a corgi. August 15th, Leo. Well, that's cool. Sister born on the same day. She is 29. She'll be 29 next year also, and she was 29 last year. Wasn't getting fed enough. Oh goodness, Victoria. And Sykes, you know, Bolton. I don't disagree. Going from like a corgi to a greyhound is a little off-putting, but Bolton does have some decent stats, some decent moves. But when you compare Yamper to Pikachu, or when you compare Yamper to Electrike, they just don't. They just don't. Yamper just has a lot to need to get there, in my opinion. I do know a lot about Pokemon. We got a lot of the August kids in here today, it looks like. Yes, we'll let Grandma know that you got given us the Galaridays. There's nothing in here. Now that's been a slight disappointment in this game. Normally, there's reason to explore all of the buildings to find things hidden in trash cans and in desk drawers and all that kind of thing. But they didn't do that in this game, which I understand they didn't do that in Sun and Moon as much as well. Run over here and get us a nice piece of rare candy. Do 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 do. So normally you'd be able to go into a house like this. Birthday is on January 6th. Oh, that's a little rough. I have a nephew who's born on December 27th. We'll squove it, turn on their TV. You can sit down on some couches and chairs, but not all of them. But like in most Pokemon games, you'd be able to like go here and be like, "There's some Pokemon food on the stove. Oh, there's something there. There's something in the trash can. Oh, there's something in the fridge." But in this game, they really kind of went down a lot. Yeah, you can't lay down and get the creepy text about how it smells. Yeah, Sykes, there are definitely a lot of things that have been quote unquote Pokemon mainstays that just don't make it into this game. And what's funny, right? Talk to this guy. Pokemart, hey, I'm here to buy. You can't buy anything except for curative stuff. December 27th. That was your grandma's birthday. That's cool. Stricker Plays. Hello. Yes, I've read your comment. You can't buy Pokeballs, and this is the only train station that I've found so far that doesn't have any vending machines in it. So you can't even get like water, soda, and lemonade, which are amazing for the price if you don't worry about the time. And talking to this guy can be a bit of a trick. Niece's birthday is in December, the other's in January, so you feel bad that they always get their presents lumped together. Yeah, that does kind of make things a little tricky. Wake up, Nightbot. There we go. Thank you for that, Sally. Pokédex from Sonia. Yes. Get stuff. Get Pokemon. Pokemon centers. One day in the game, finish the Fire, Water, and Grass Gym. That's cool. This is my 5th playthrough Stricker, and we're doing a lot more casual pace on this one. 5th playthrough. This is the 3rd save file that I've actually had on stream amongst my actual streaming channels. I've got 2 plays on Shield, and this is my 3rd one on Sword. Yes, we know everything about Pokemon centers, but people may not. Your mom's birthday is on Thanksgiving. Oh, Sykes, that's interesting. That's a moving target, so it could be on Thanksgiving, is what you're saying. I do like the fact that Pokemarts and Pokemon Centers and the Name Raider and the Move Tutor have all been shoved in one convenient location. Yeah, was this year? Oh, wow. That was interesting. Interesting then. I do like the way the animation for Pokemon Centers changed a lot too, to where you actually those texts are the dialect here. Hope to see you soon. We don't need anything there. This person doesn't give us anything. Just plot. So this is the Pokemon box. We will very rarely be using this thing because they give you some stuff later to access it. If you're wanting to know how to expand your box slots, put one Pokemon in every box. Huh. I can't fault your logic entirely, Stricker. Oh, place the palm rest keyboard. Okay, T-Mac. Well, you know, there is that. I chose Shield because a friend of mine, Stripe McLean, chose Sword for his play. And then he immediately regretted it because there were exclusives on Shield he wanted. Yes, we're going to go to do the gym challenge, and we have no way to say that we already know what it is. So we're going to go there, give our teams a chance to train up and all that good stuff. Keyboard will be on the 27th. Okay, not bad. Sword gym leaders and Zacian and more. I like the Fairy Gym a little bit more than the Ghost Gym personally. I like the way that that kind of plays out. But on Sword, some of the exclusives are a little bit better. I like Vulpix more than Growlithe for the early fire slot because of the way Vulpix works. All right, yeah, we're going to be told about tall grass. Do the digital pack either both? Sorry, Stricker, I'm trying to read that comment. It got a little bit muddled. But I've actually got physical copy on both, actually. I like physical copy. Yeah, there are special prizes if you get the 2-pack. A special summoning stone for one-time use for a Poke Raid. I like how since we caught a Pokemon earlier, we actually get not told or shown how to check and catch Pokemon. And there goes Leon. He could fly on his Charizard everywhere he wants to go, since Charizard knows where he's going. Oh, you're good, T-Mac. No worries, man. All right, so here we go, guys. So this is Route 2, and going again to where we were talking about ambush Pokemon. Route 2's got a couple. Our main grabs for this route is going to be Nickit, Choodle, and Yamper, and possibly a Purloin. If we get Purloin, we'll be all right. But Nickit will kind of give us the type we need instead as well. We can also get Hoodooed here, but we're pretty good there. And we really could use a water coverage, but there's a much better water Pokemon that we could potentially get other than Choodle before we need it. Zigzagoon doesn't do much, actually, for competitive play. There are better dark types in this grass than Zigzagoon. And we already have a Meowth, which has pickup, which is really all we wanted Zigzagoon for anyways. Just buying digital games on your Switch. You know, a lot of people do that. It's actually convenient, right? For if you know the game is one that you're going to want forever, then sure, by all means, grab that. But okay, there's a Syndicate. So Nicket's actually got some really good dark type moves. And because he's dark, Ember should not one-shot him, even at level 10. Should be able to do it once more. Yeah, that's very true, guy. The eShop does a lot of sells, and that helps as well. Now, I, on the other hand, I like the physical copies because if it's a game that I'm unsure about, in Splatoon 2, fun game, just not my cup of tea. So we'll be using it as an example. I bought it for with personal money, actually, not with stream money. And it was one that I was like, oh man, this looks like it's going to be fun. I like first-person shooters. I was wanting something similar to Overwatch to play on the Switch. And I just really didn't care for it. I didn't like the way the level up system was extremely lopsided. Three houses, Pokemon Smash and Odyssey Physical. Yeah, absolutely. If you've got multiple locations like that, physical is absolutely the way to go. All right. And if it's a game that you don't care for, like in my case, Splatoon 2, a physical copy can be taken to a store like GameStop and turned into something else. We're going to look for a purloin out of a couple pieces of grass here, but not for too long, guys. Like, maybe for the next 7-8 minutes. Burn this bug. On the game, you have a digital Spyro. Yeah, you know, there's some digital exclusive games also, or digital early games. And I believe Spyro was one of those that was near exclusive to start off with. It didn't have a physical copy released for a while. Stricker, again, man, this is my 5th playthrough. I really do appreciate your recommendations. However, Obstagoon, as good as people are thinking he is, I've theory crafted the snot out of him, and he's just lacking in the right places. You really want to go more so with Pangoro for your dark type, dark physical sweeper, because it's going to be able to take out dark fighting, and a couple of the punch moves he gets is a lot better than what Obstagoon gets. For general play, yeah, Obstagoon's fine. But if you're going for in-game competitive, person versus person, he just lacks a little bit in the stats department. Don't have 3 houses, you have fire. Oh, okay. Okay, Sykes. That's a little bit different. I was trying to figure out how the family life would go for 3 houses, but yeah. All right. And it's like Impidimp. You know, Obstagoon and Impidimp, really great looking Pokemon for what they brought into the series, but their stats and their move pools are just a little bit off. Hoodoo's great. Hoodoo as an Octal gets some amazing moves. Amazing moves. 3 House is probably your game of the year. Rookie D and recommended they have good evolution. They have them and they beat the gym leader. Yeah, if all you're worried about is beating the gym leader, yeah, that's fine. If all you're worried about is beating the gym leader, you can take your starter Pokemon, level it up to level 60, and beat the whole entire game. But if you're wanting to beat other people, then you're going to have better stats Pokemon and better move pool Pokemon. Oh, Blipbug. You are not the purloin we seek. But yeah, Nicket's good for a starter dark type, and it'll let us get a couple of things that we want. There have been into comp for this game. Brain is too small. I do a lot of spreadsheets. I'm actually working on a move pool spreadsheet. Try finding a shiny Pokemon. You know, Stricker, we have in previous generations gotten multiple shinies. This game makes it excessively easy once you've completed your Pokédex and have killed 500 of a particular one to get a shiny. Since this is just the beginning of a playthrough, we're probably not going to be doing that. But we do have about 4 or 5 on our X and Y that we done forever ago. And again, guys, I know this is a little bit on the boring side to watch me just run into an exclamation point over and over and over again. We'll move on to a different patch after we kill the split bug. You should catch every Pokemon you find to complete the Pokedex. Yep, that is absolutely the way it should work. We currently only have the first few Pokeballs, though. And so we are bolting through that. Around here on your way back, there will be an actual guaranteed Yamper. So there is that. Alright, so Pokemon. We're about to get into actual trainer battles. Let's go and grab this, put it back in our bag. Swap Meowth over here. Shiny Morpeko, yes. Accidentally finding shinies is one of the best things in the world. Because you're like, oh my gosh, it's an accidental shiny. Here comes a Squovat. Look at the silly squirrel with the stuffy cheeks. 2-in-1 feature, okay, KO, let's play heroes, and Steven Universe. Is that any good, though, guy? Because I like Steven Universe. Okay, KO was not my favorite. The only reason why I watched OKKO was because Ian, the actual writer and artist for RPG comic, actually was one of the principal individuals on that, and they finally finished RPG comic through that particular cartoon. The art style is just way too off-putting for it, in my opinion. Payday, payday, payday. Tackle. More paydays. Critical hit. Yay! Meowth grew to level 8. Wants to learn Scratch. We're going to keep the old moves, and the reason why is because you already know Slash, which is 7100, and that's a 4100, and it's got the higher crits. This Meowth is just crazy for what it's doing. Caterpie grew to level 70. Nickit grew to level 7 as well. Only watched the Sonic crossover. Yeah, the crossover is pretty good. Cut lots. Found a Noibat, so decided it would evolve into. Yeah, Noibat's not too bad. I haven't played OKKO much. Beat him up like Steven Universe. Okay. It's still very much a fun game. Yeah, that's I see that happening a little bit. So there's 360. Caterpie's going to evolve into Metapod, which is all sorts of fine for us. My Hero Academia. My Hero Academia and OKKO a little bit, but My Hero Academia is amazing. OKKO is kind of not. And there's its Pokemon-specific move, Harden. You will always learn Harden when you become a Metapod, no matter when it happens. Okay, Pokemon. Meowth, Restore. We're going to use one of these potions we have. Get the new SU game today. It is a phone game. Okay, I need to look for that one. Purloin? Would be great to see a Purloin. Nope, it's a Rookie D. Okay. Go Meowth the Pokemon fan. And that's the ribbons you can activate on Pokemon, guys. Go up here. 2 potions. Come down here. A Blip Bug. And we don't even need to fight this thing. I'm trying to stop certain reflexes I have from taking over guys. Rookie D. Yeah, that's definitely a recommendation stricker. That's one that most people tend to play into. That's one of the reasons why we chose Score By. If you're needing storage for your laptop, have oh, okay. I've got pretty good amount of storage for my devices. I actually have 2 terabyte drives that are still in the package, just externals. Couldn't find a hoot hoot to save our lives earlier, guys, and here we go with another one. We're going to run away from this guy. Let's go fight her. Unleashed Light came out recently. Steven Universe Future starts on the 7th. Ooh, okay. Looking forward to that. I hadn't seen any news about it, but I knew it was on the horizon somewhere. Hey, Choodle, come on, Pokemon fan, Meowth. Payday, payday, payday. Choodle's an interesting Pokemon. Has anyone heard about the Baby Yoda? It's not technically a Baby Yoda. Baby Yoda would imply Yoda as a baby. Timeline, it doesn't work out right. This is way beyond Yoda's heyday, to the very least. But yes, a member of the race that Yoda was presumed to be the last member of is a child in the last the Mandalorian. I've got some spoiler stuff, or this is nowhere in the show. Nowhere in the show. Not a single piece of the show. But I'm pretty certain that that little baby, unfortunately, is not going to make it all the way through the series because that race is extinct in the future Star Wars movies. Yeah, 5 years after Return of the Jedi. All right, so here we go. Dropped off after the cluster. So Steven Universe was one of the shows that when I was able to watch it, it was hit or miss for me being able to see it at the right time. And so I watched it really disjointedly to start with. And I was like, oh my gosh, this is so unfortunate. Deep drive's almost full. And me over. Okay, cool. But yeah, as far as the Steven Universe show goes, I finally had a chance to sit down and just watch from start to finish. Like binged it over the course of like 2 weeks, and it's great. Love the series. Peridot's awesome. Lapis is really interesting at times. I have to say though, my favorite of all of them, uh, I like myself a ruby. I mean, rubies are funny. All rubies are funny, but you know, any ruby is just a good ruby in my opinion. Yeah, sorry about that mini spoiler, guy. I don't mean to make anyone sad, and they could do something else. I mean, we could always find out that the Star Wars lore that we know is just wrong. Yeah, Victoria, exactly what I did. I was just like, oh my gosh, this is just a great just series all in all. Payday, payday, get all the money. If you're trying to get money off of trainers and trying to get money off of the game, payday is definitely the way to go for it. It'll make sure that you have plenty of money to buy all your supplies later in the game. Alright, so we got a Zigzagoon and a Squoval. We want to, or Squovat rather. We want to get around this. Oh yeah. The Baby Yoda is, you know, for what it is, it's amazing. It's adorable. Yeah, the Diamond storyline was a little iffy. We kind of knew where it was going. Was happy that they made Baby Yoda, so I printed a photo of him and brought him with me. Your birthstone's Ruby. That's awesome, though, guy. Yeah, I like the Ruby Sapphire storyline. I like the way the whole entire Steven universe plays out. I think the story is amazing with how they did it. I do think that there are some very formulaic parts to the show that they could have rewritten a little bit to be a bit more wow. Um, but yeah, okay, let's go and switch this out. Fire Rabbit, swap you out there. We're gonna try, let's see here, about maybe 2 or 3 ambushes to see if we can get a purloin. Run, rabbit, run. Run, rabbit, run. Yeah, so the forms thing. Oh, I I personally did not care for forms, especially with the way that they handled the Galarian decks. Yes, Zigzagoons do zoomies. They run around in circles like a just the cutest little happiest ADD yappy puppy everywhere you look. So the forms thing seemed like a really heavily phoned in thing in my opinion. They could have absolutely done new Pokemon in those spots. They could have done some kind of Snow Fox instead of doing a Snow Vulpix, and I would have been perfectly fine. They could have done a different Doug Trio type Pokemon. I would have been perfectly fine. Um, but the way they wanted to do it at Game Freak is the way they did it. So we can't really, it's not my game, right? But it seemed like it was just a kind of a budgie or a platypus Pokemon. Pidove is kind of budgie-like, right? Not quite, but awfully close. And I think the closest thing to a platypus Pokemon that we get is Psyduck and Golduck. One of those I feel is very platypus-like. There we go. There's our Purloin. Infinity Shadow 20. Hola, que pasa? Habla inglés. All right, so we are going to politely just throw a Pokeball at this thing. Get in the party. Yes. Gotcha. Purloin was caught. Nickit grew to 8. 1 Home Claws. Awesome. Get us some Purloin data. Purloin's such a great dark type, guys, at the beginning of this game. Did we get... we unfortunately did not get the gender grouping that we were hoping for. Let's see if we can find a female Nickit here. You know, you just like to say hola. Okay. Oh, no worries there, Infinity Shadow. I know a little bit of Spanish, a little bit of German, a lot of Sailor French, as Digrat calls it. We don't use that on this stream though. That's a male Nickit. Italy would be interesting. I think Australia would be, if they do Australia, Victoria, because in my heart, Australia is an amazing country, and please don't knock out the Nickit in one hit. You're a weaker rabbit. All right. But we all know that Australia is this wonderful, magical country of flat land and lots of animals that are trying to usually kill you. I don't think Australia would be a entry-level Pokemon game. I would think like if we were going to go back and do something like Colosseum or something like that, Australia would be good. Like a place where the Pokemon, you actually have to go and cleanse them and all that kind of stuff. Pretty sure the Pokemon anime this time. Yes, Stricker, it's already been announced that the Pokemon anime will be in the Galar region, and Ash Ketchum and Pikachu are currently the voice actors for those two Pokemon have not been asked to sign on to the project. So we are expecting that we may be seeing a Pokemon region without Ash. We will not have him as the main protagonist, and the trainer that he's been running around with in the Alola region, quite possibly, is going to become the newest one. Italy, yeah, Italy would be kind of a fun one. I'm kind of curious. I mean, all right, time to get us a water Pokemon also. Who else would grow up with it? Collect that has Pokemon in it, or just generally has to do with Pokemon. Wow, Blaziken, yeah. Pokemon Golden Wind. Yeah, I think something along with that would be great. Oh, reading comments is not conducive to fishing. And I've got a new controller, picked up on Black Friday, guys. It is a wired controller. It's what they call a Game Shop. GameStop's got them. Here we go. This is the water Pokemon that we want to keep in our back pocket. The animals here aren't that aggressive. Oh, Victoria, we have a viewer named Indigo D, and Indigo's a great guy. He does tours in Australia, his backyard for the most part. And he was out in the middle with one of his, he gets on the fan boat, kind of the swampy area that you guys got around there. And there was just a gator, giant gator. The dex entry for Magikarp in this game. Yes, I love this coming up. Well, that's right. We get double kick with Fire Rabbit. Scorbunny actually might change our eventual dark fighting typing. Metapod grew to level 8. Favorite Pokemon in the game? So, wow, that's a pretty weighty question. We're going to add it to our party. We're going to go and say Nickit, go out. Wow, because you've been on a crocodile tour before. They're so cool, yeah. Who thinks in the anime some of the characters may be British? I don't know. Sticker. So the thing is, right, is you got to do that kind of stuff very sparingly. It's really hard to do a British accent for a Japanese anime. It's like a Southern accent. It's actually typically if you're going for a Southern accent and you're looking at an anime, you're usually going to get the Kansai dialect, and it becomes Southern in the United States. It becomes more like a Brighton accent for the UK. I want to say it generally becomes more of a French Canadian accent in Canada. And so when you start talking and going through dialects like that, I don't know exactly how we're going to wind up with it with the voice actors and actresses. It is the most weak and pathetic Pokemon in the world. You know, it is. Until it gets kicked into the ocean by James, and then all of a sudden it's this ginormous dragon Pokemon that's no longer a dragon Pokemon because they took out Dragon Rage. And flying water type, sad. We're gonna battle. We're gonna make this battle look awesome for Leon. He's gonna think that we are the best trainers in the whole entire world, and then he's gonna have no choice but to accept us on our fight. All right, so Pokemon. We're gonna go ahead and that's the setup we want for now. Okay. Yeah, exactly. It's kind of crazy. Egypt, yeah, possibly. Couple questions before you go. Okay, so COPA, I have no problem with. COPA is a law that's been in place for a while, and people were saying, hey, places like Twitch and YouTube need to get with it, and places like Facebook needs to get with it, and all these other companies that are doing advertising and been preying upon children in general needed to wake up a long time ago and get their act together. I have no problem with COPA. This particular channel, we are not kid friendly, we are family friendly. This is the channel that you can watch with your family. This is not a channel that you let your kid get babysat with. We curse occasionally. Uh, Potentially, there are going to be things like drugs and alcohol discussed on the channel because the games we play may have them. So before we even get into advertising revenue, which we rarely do, we've only been doing it because of our goal to get 2 packs, was voted on as being acceptable for us to advertise to our community. So that's the first thing, the more important one, I think. Channel for all ages, exactly, Stricker. You know, these things you have to decide. Number one, number two, to anyone wanting to grow their channel. So if you're wanting to grow your channel, there's a few things you got to do. First off, and this is a question we get asked a lot, and I know part of it's because of the sub count we have, and I know another part of it is because we seem to have a great community around us. Magikarp's Sword deck entry is actually its Pokemon Fire Red deck entry. Interesting. Did not know that, Deep Master. So growing your channel, there's a few things you got to do. Number one, be consistent. And I've been failing at that this year, which is one of the reasons why we've actually lost a considerable amount of subs. So we've lost over 200 subs this year. And it's because we haven't been able to stream at a consistent time over and over again. When your viewership is primarily people that have routines, you got to make sure that you have a routine as well. Having it advertised, telling people we're going to be here, and then being able to adhere to that, super important. Number two, you need to figure out who your actual audience is. If your audience is a bunch of people from Australia and a bunch of people from the United States, because that's where your time zones really overlap, then you need to figure out what between you and them matches up and meshes well together. And we've been very fortunate on this channel. Critical hit and super effective typing. Come on, Leon or Hop, you got to know that. So the other thing, learn type matchups. Yes, we sure have. The other thing that you got to do, once you figure out your audience, you also need to figure out what they're coming to watch. Now, the people that stay, they stay because they enjoy something about you specifically and about the games you play. Those people, you're going to very, very rarely have any issue with keeping those people because they're there for you. Hop already had a starter Wooloo. Yes, his starter wasn't Grookey, but it kind of was. And because spoiler alerts happen, that's why I say that Grookey is a starter. And we should have one-shot this Grookey, but again, we just got the stats wrong for Fire Rabbit. So the other thing that you're going to have to do is, if you're trying to grow your channel, is you got to have fun. Once you figure out your audience, once you get your consistency down, the last important thing I can tell you for growing your channel is have fun. Most people are going to make this mistake and not have fun. And by that I mean, I could be playing Fortnite Battle Royale. I could be playing Minecraft. Both are good games. They're not my kind of game. I like Fortnite Save the World. Unfortunately, they've changed a lot of things involving that particular game to where it's no longer as fun as it could be. Baby Yoda starter because he's cute. Cinderace is more of a physical attacker, though. Yeah, he is, but my physical attack stat is also low. Like the initial fight, when you fight Wooloo, you should be able to take it down with 2 tackles. And I wasn't able to take it down with 2 tackles. I took 3 tackles to take it down. took out Hop. So you got to have fun. So if I was on here playing Fortnite Battle Royale or Minecraft and was just streaming that, I would get some new viewers, but they would leave. I would have old viewers who would leave. Um, it's kind of funny if you look at my channel, the most watched video on this channel historically through all the videos we have, and we've streamed some juggernaut games on this channel, is Fortnite Battle Royale. That's how just world breaking that game was. But if you look at the number of subscribers I've gained from Fortnite Battle Royale, it's so low. Yep, absolutely. We're going to become rivals and fight along and dodge the shooting stars. But yeah, so you basically that's what I consider the pillars for growing a channel though. Baby Yoda move would be the force and cry and attention and Heart Stealer and King of the Internet. Oh, Stricker, let's think about it, right? Yoda would be like fairy type, right? For starters. Actually, you know what'd be really cool? Baby Yoda starts off as normal type, and then he goes either dark or fairy depending upon his actual stats when he gets older or when he evolves later. Because, this is the light side and the dark side of the Force. Force Palm. Force Palm is a move. Um, that's actually pretty good. But no, he would have like baby doll eyes and maybe mean look and possibly like morning or life dew. I mean, yeah, normal and become fairy or dark type would be kind of cool. Happy to take the advice, be able to. Oh, well, no problem, Infinity Shadow. Good luck, man. We normally when we get streamers like yourself and Stricker plays in here when we have free time, we do go over our channel comments again from NightBot and people that come into the video, and we try to pick them up to view their content because we do believe that YouTube ultimately is a community. It's an entertainment service, but it's a community, and where we find similar-minded streamers and people that actually are making the community a better place, we absolutely want to support that. It's one of the reasons why, even though T-Mac no longer is primarily on YouTube, we always shout him out when he comes up because we like his music, we like the community he tries to hit for. Same thing with Chadley. I know Chadley probably won't be in the stream at all today, guys, because he is probably tuckered out from all of the family stuff going on. Chadley's got a number of kids and in-laws, and they all kind of come in for Thanksgiving, if I remember right. Time to go places to fill our decks. We got about 20 minutes. We'll be able to get into what I consider the meat and potatoes of this game. And we were, asking about time of day earlier. If you'll notice, it was broad daylight when we came in. We slept. We fought each other. Shooting stars come down. It became dark. And now we're kind of a little bit on the dusky side. Great advice for me. How to sneak through the grass. Yes and no. You can actually use Dynamax in raid battles, and they are not online. But yes, you can use Dynamax in online battles, in gym battles, and in raids. Let's see who can catch the most Pokemon, Mag Synchro. Alright. Well, we're going to lose this fight, most likely. Because there's nothing here really that I want except for a Yamper. I guess we'll tie. We'll get that Yamper that's over here. Ooh, we're not going to pass up an Aura Nickit. Alright, take care, Sally. Have a good one. So here's Fire Rabbit versus the Aura Nickit. So when you see that yellow glowy stuff that we just had, guys, that's the Poke Aura for Pokemon that are guaranteed to have a couple of things going on. Number one, this particular Pokemon is going to give us some watts, which is a currency used in the wild zone. And so the ability to get some watts this early is not too bad. You can get a couple of Pokeballs or maybe some cooking ingredients for this much watts. The other thing is that this Pokemon will have a egg move. Um, and egg moves are moves that are specifically used for getting certain moves onto a Pokemon through breed chains that you normally couldn't have. And guys, I am getting the beeping noise in my headset that indicates that we actually may not make it to the wild area like we wanted. We're going to do our best though. So this Pokemon here is one that we'll be getting to the Pokemon Center. Here's our Yamper. Hopefully we can catch Yamper on the stream before our headset dies. Nicket's tail kind of reminds you of a vacuum Roomba. Oh yeah, it's like a feather duster almost. Alright, so we're going to use Ember because it's not a physical move, so we don't get paralyzed in case he has static. And again, we use pretty weak attacking. Alright, come on Yamper, don't get burned. Nuzzle, oh I was hoping we get this off before Nuzzle. So, Yamper is a good, here you go, here's a nice little throw in electric type before you wind up having to get to the grass gym. Or the water gym rather. We may try to farm us a Pikachu when we get there. Alright, Purloin. Adding the Yamper. No nickname. We're going to send it to the box right now. So the other thing about the Aura Pokemon that we were looking at earlier, guys, is the Aura Pokemon will dodge the Choodle that's here. I'm trying to think. Yeah, we'll dodge the Choodle because we got some Magikarp. All right. Running into Wedgehurst. Good boy, good boy. Yes, the Yamper, when you actually whistle for them, they'll come up to you and they'll kind of follow along, and they'll get kind of where you're at there. They'll never beat me to the station at that pace. Yeah, we're trying to beat you to the station. About to tie also. All right, and guys, our headset is dying, so we're going to come in here and save. And because it is dying, we did mention that this will be where we end the stream at. So we are ending just a little bit earlier than we expected, but that's all good, guys. We will see you all tomorrow. Since it is about to die, we aren't going to do a shout out. Thank you all for watching, though, and have a good one. We'll see you tomorrow morning for more of Home for the Galaridays. Take care, guys.